McPhee, and this is for the criminology class, the 5-minute video presentation that is due. Okay, so based on the information that I read for the classical and also the neoclassical criminology, to me, classical criminology basically is rooted off the concepts of two different individuals. One of the individuals is Caesar, and I want to say his last name is Becara or Becara, and Jeremy Bethlehem. Caesar basically believed that punishment should be based on a degree of injury that the person caused, not based off of the criminal intent that could have been assessed by an individual, the lawyer, prosecutor, whoever it is. Therefore, punishment should also be to where it deters a criminal from creating more crimes or want to be criminals from actually committing a crime, period. He also believed that if you torture a criminal, they will incriminate themselves, being that if they are weak-minded, that these criminals will actually go ahead and give themselves up by saying that they did it, and they could possibly be innocent, but they will be proven guilty because they were subjected to being punished by being tortured, which will make a person also want to just give up and say that they don't want to do it. They don't have to deal with anything anymore. Therefore, whereas you will have a strong person who will be considered innocent because they know how to get around the fact that you are torturing them. So basically, therefore, a person should not be considered guilty or innocent until the facts have been proven. Until you have shown facts that they created this crime or they committed this crime, their fate should not be reliant off of whether they're weak or strong. Whereas in Jeremy basically studied that to prevent crime or to reduce it, pain has to be associated with the crime that will outweigh the pleasure that they gain from doing this crime. Meaning basically, if you want a criminal or a possible wannabe criminal from committing a crime or committing more crimes, the punishment that you give them has to outweigh the pleasure that they gain from actually doing that crime. You have a lot of criminals today that will continue to commit crimes, like the serial killers and stuff like that will continue to commit crimes if they don't care about the actual degree of punishment that they will gain from it. They find more pleasure out of committing that crime versus the degree of what may happen to them after they get caught or they finally do get caught. They think it's more pleasurable to kill than it is to basically be a stand-up citizen. Now with the neoclassical criminology, it basically focused on the importance of a person's character, the dynamics of the person's development of their character, as well as the rational choices that people make when they're faced with opportunities to commit a crime. With that being said, basically, we as individuals, when we're trying to decide or trying to figure out how to handle a person and how to determine what their state of mind is and how they're being characterized for their crimes that they're doing, we have to look at their character. We have to look at all the aspects of how their character was developed, basically like who their parents are, what their parents did when they were growing up, how were they raised as individuals versus just saying, okay, well, you committed this crime, so we're just going to be done with you. Both of these theories now are based on the human's knowledge of having a free will. So with the person having free will, we should be able to say, okay, well, you had the free will and you had the judgment of knowing that this is what you wanted to do. So therefore, your punishment should be according to what you do, not according to what statutes we may have. You should be punished by the pain that you inflicted upon another person. You should be feeling that same punishment that you inflicted. Individuals basically have a choice to figure out basically how they want to actually go forward as their fate as if they choose to commit crimes or if they choose to have a life of just being a regular person. So therefore, when we are basing a person's punishment on how they are committing crimes, we should not be basing it off of the statutes that we have as laws. We should base it off of, well, what were they state of mind when they were in this, when they committed a crime? How was their mind frame when they committed this crime? And should we give them the same punishment that they inflicted upon somebody else? So for murder, should they get complete murder, or should we look at what state of mind they were in when they committed this incident? Basically, that's my theories on what these two subjects mean, and that's about the details. Like, we have different theories to rationalize off of these, but as far as these two go, that is my theory on what happens with the individual who is trying to understand or trying to create harm for another person.